All right, so are you ready for a deep dive
Yeah,
into the wild world of early 2000s dating advice?
I am ready.
We're cracking open a self-published ebook from 2006 called The Shocker and Other Pickup Lines That Actually Work.
Oh my God.
I know what you're thinking.
Oh yeah, tell me what I'm thinking.
Cheesy pickup lines.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah,
But trust me, there's more to this than meets the eye.
more than meets the eye.
This ebook is like a time capsule. It gives us a glimpse into the anxieties and aspirations of men
Okay.
navigating the early days of online dating.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating to see how the author, Brad P.,
Mm-hmm.
tries to systematize something as complex as human interaction.
Well, I mean, that's what we all try to do, I think, with dating advice, right?
Right, and he goes all in on this attraction as a skill idea. It's like, forget being yourself, fellas, just memorize these lines,
Yeah.
and you'll be swimming in dates.
Interesting.
It's a little cringeworthy,
Yeah.
but also kind of fascinating. How he tries to break it all down like a science.
Right, like it's a formula.
Yeah.
You just got to follow step one, step
Yeah,
two.
exactly. And he even claims his background in psychology.
Okay.
Philosophy, teaching, and social work all inform his dating advice.
Oh, wow. Very well-rounded.
Which honestly makes you wonder if he's genuinely trying to help guys
Yeah.
or just building up his own guru persona.
Right. Well, anybody who writes a book probably has a little bit of guru in them.
Okay, so let's talk about the shocker itself.
Okay.
This opener is a wild ride.
All right.
He starts by suggesting you ask a woman if she likes horses.
If she likes horses,
Okay,
seems harmless enough, right?
like a nice little icebreaker.
But then comes the high-value story,
Mm-hmm.
where Brad says you should basically fabricate a tale
Okay.
about this awkward horse girl you knew in middle school,
Yeah.
making sure to emphasize that you were one of the cool kids.
Oh, so you're putting yourself above her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all about establishing social dominance, right?
Like, look at me. I was popular back in the day, so you should be impressed with me now.
Oh, wow.
Which is interesting because back in 2006, that kind of overt masculinity
Yeah.
was often celebrated,
Mm-hmm.
both in pop culture and in dating advice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like the alpha male?
Oh, totally. Think about all those reality dating shows where the alpha male always seemed to come out on top. It was
Right.
like society was telling guys,
Yep.
be assertive, be dominant, and women will flock to you.
You got it.
Exactly. And the shocker plays right into that.
Uh-huh.
The punchline,
Okay.
where you tell the woman she looks just like that awkward horse girl,
Oh, my God.
is a calculated risk.
No.
He even admits it might not land well,
Wow.
which is where his contingencies come in.
Oh, contingencies.
Yeah, the contingencies are where things get really interesting.
Okay.
If she laughs, he says, great, keep the playful teasing going.
Keep it going. Okay.
If she's confused, patiently explain the joke.
Right.
But if she reacts negatively, uh-oh.
Well, that's where things take a bit of a dark turn.
Ooh, a dark turn.
Especially for his more advanced students, as he calls them.
Okay, he's advanced.
He actually encourages them to never back down, even if the woman is clearly uncomfortable or offended.
Wow, that's interesting.
He even tells this story about a woman threatening him with violence
No way.
after he made the horse girl joke.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Seriously.
Yeah, what happened? Well, according to Brad,
Uh-huh.
he doubled down, called her a bitch,
Whoa.
but then immediately assured her he could see she was sensitive deep down.
What?
And get this,
Okay.
he claims the standing up to her made her attracted to him.
Serious?
And they ended up making out 20 minutes later.
Oh my God, no.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's insane.
I know, right?
Oh my God.
It's completely bonkers.
Wow.
But it highlights a key element of the pickup artist mentality.
Right.
This belief that women are attracted to men who are assertive,
Okay.
even bordering on aggressive, which thankfully is an idea that's been widely debunked and challenged in recent years. But back then, it was unfortunately pretty common in the dating advice sphere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It speaks to how much societal norms around dating
Yeah.
have shifted since 2006.
Hmm.
What might have been seen as confident or alpha back then
Right.
is now recognized as disrespectful
Mhm.
and potentially harmful.
Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing how much can change in just a couple of decades.
Yeah, I mean, think about how much has changed even in the last couple of years.
But it makes you wonder if Brad were writing this ebook today,
Yeah.
would he still advocate for these same tactics? Or would he have adapted his approach to fit the evolving dating landscape?
That's a good question.
It's a good question we might want to explore later.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I think it's crucial to consider how societal expectations and gender dynamics
Yeah.
have influenced the evolution of dating advice over the years.
So we've unpacked the shocker itself.
All right, the shocker is unpacked.
Now let's dive into some of the other openers Brad offers in his ebook.
Okay.
Because, trust me, folks, it's a wild ride from here.
Buckle up. So, the shocker, right?
Yeah.
It's all about throwing women off balance with this bizarre story and a bold punchline.
Yeah.
But Brad P. has a whole arsenal of other openers up his sleeve,
Right.
each designed to supposedly unlock the secrets of female attraction.
Yeah. He even has categories for them.
Right.
Like free-form openers, neutral opinion openers,
Okay.
high-value openers. It's almost like he's created a taxonomy of pickup lines.
I know. It's like he's trying to categorize all the ways to attract a woman.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to make it seem like if you just follow the formula,
Right.
you're guaranteed success.
Oh, man, if only it were that easy.
Right.
Yeah, it's that whole systematizing attraction thing we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
Okay, so let's break down some of these categories.
Right.
What are free-form openers all about?
Yeah, what are those?
Think of them as more spontaneous and situational,
Okay.
less reliant on a strict script,
Okay.
but they still involve a fair amount of manipulation.
Uh-huh.
Take the text message shocker, for example.
Wait, what's that?
He suggests having a friend send you a text
Okay.
that says, "Wow, you're hot,"
Oh, wow.
and then pretending it was sent by the woman you're trying to approach.
Oh, my God. That seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Does it ever work?
Yeah, it definitely relies on a certain level of gullibility.
Yeah.
But the idea is to create this illusion of social proof.
Uh-huh.
Like she's already interested,
Okay.
even though you haven't even spoken to her yet.
Right. Using your friend is kind of like a wingman.
Yeah.
Social proof.
It's all about creating a false reality, basically.
Yeah. A little bit of deception.
Which seems to be a recurring theme in Brad's playbook.
Yeah. I was going to say a recurring theme for sure.
Another example of this
Uh-huh.
is the high five opener,
Okay. The high five, what is it?
where you offer a woman a high five.
Intentional miss.
Oh.
And then joke about her falling for it.
So you're making her feel bad.
Yeah. Okay. That's just mean.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
Right. But again, it's about asserting dominance.
Uh-huh. Like, you got me.
Putting her on the back foot and making her feel like she's the one who messed up.
Right.
He even suggests using this opener as a way to quickly move on to another woman
Oh, my God.
if the first one isn't biting.
So you just try it on everybody.
Yeah, it's almost like women are just interchangeable targets in his mind.
Wow. So disrespectful.
It's dehumanizing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even real people with their own thoughts and feelings.
It's very transactional.
It's definitely a very transactional view of relationships.
Yeah, not seeing the humanity in the other person.
So those are the free-form openers.
Okay.
What about neutral opinion openers? Do those involve any less manipulation?
Not necessarily.
Really?
The idea here is to start a conversation
Okay.
by asking for her opinion on something women supposedly love, like celebrity gossip or fashion.
He gives an example, right?
Yeah.
The Oprah Winfrey opener?
Yeah, Oprah.
Yeah, he suggests asking if she thinks Oprah is hot.
What?
Okay, that's just bizarre.
Yeah, and I don't even know what the right answer is supposed to be.
Right, and then he suggests following it up with a contingency
Uh-oh, another contingency.
about your friend having a crush on Oprah
Oh, God.
and asking if she'd sleep with a fat black chick for $1 million.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding?
Wow.
I can't say that.
That's incredibly offensive.
Wow.
On so many levels.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we even begin with that?
I don't even know where to begin.
It's casual misogyny and racism wrapped up in a humorous package.
Wow. Trying to play it off as a joke.
It's really disheartening to see how deeply ingrained these harmful attitudes were even as recently as 2006.
I know. It's crazy to think that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's a stark reminder of how far we've come as a society and how much work we still have to do to challenge these harmful stereotypes.
For sure.
Okay, so those are the neutral opinion openers.
Okay, neutral opinion openers checked off the list.
Let's move on to the high-value openers.
Okay, high-value openers.
I'm guessing these are all about showing off and trying to impress.
Oh, yeah, totally. These openers are designed to project an aura of confidence, even arrogance.
Okay.
It's all about peacocking, essentially.
He gives an example called the only girl opener, right?
Yeah, the only girl opener. Tell me about it.
It's where you tell a woman she's the only one in the entire place cute enough for you to talk to.
Oh, my God.
It's such a classic negging technique.
Oh, yeah, classic neg. What is that?
Right, so like on the surface, you're complimenting her looks, but you're also implying that all the other women are beneath your standards.
Oh, so you're putting down other women and lifting her up,
Yeah.
but still insulting her?
It's a way of subtly undermining her confidence,
Oh,
while simultaneously positioning yourself as the prize. Oh, wow, like you're the catch.
it's all about creating that power imbalance, right?
Right, I see.
Making her feel like she needs to win your approval.
Like you're doing her a favor by talking to her.
Exactly. Another example
Yeah.
is the ass staring opener,
The ass staring opener.
where you accuse a woman of staring at your butt
Oh, my God.
and make a big show of being offended,
Okay.
even if she wasn't looking at you at all.
What? That's so awkward.
Oh my God, that's so cringeworthy.
I know, right?
It's a blatant power play,
Yeah.
putting her on the defensive
Mm-hmm.
and establishing a dominance hierarchy.
Like I'm in control here.
And it plays into those harmful stereotypes
Yeah.
about women being overly sexual and men needing to assert their dominance.
Ugh, those stereotypes again.
So we've covered freeform,
Yep.
neutral opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and high-value openers.
Okay.
Are there any other categories we need to dissect?
Yes. Brad P. even has a category for low-value openers.
Which he says are for guys who are shy or don't want to come across as too experienced.
Interesting. I'm curious about this one.
Yeah.
What kind of lines fall into this category?
Well, there's the psychologist opener,
Okay.
where you pretend to be shy and claim your therapist told you to talk to 5 new people every day to overcome your social anxiety.
So it's like weaponized vulnerability.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
using a fabricated personal struggle
Uh-huh.
to try to gain sympathy and connection.
Which honestly is pretty manipulative.
I was going to say, that's not cool.
Preying on someone's empathy
Yeah.
to try to get a date is not cool.
It's not.
And then there's the kiss opener,
The kiss opener.
which is just as bizarre as it sounds.
Oh, God, me.
It involves silently offering a woman a Hershey's kiss.
Okay, with no words.
And then depending on whether you're a dork or a player,
Okay.
either getting a kiss on the cheek
Uh-huh.
or jokingly implying you give out kisses to women all the time.
Oh, my God, that is so awkward and presumptuous. Like, he just assumes
Yeah.
every woman is going to want a kiss from him,
Yeah.
regardless of whether they've even spoken a word to each other.
It's definitely a very entitled approach.
Yeah, very presumptuous.
So those are the low-value openers.
Okay, low-value openers checked off.
And I think we've covered most of the major categories, right?
Almost. There are also situational openers,
Okay.
which are a bit more adaptable
Yeah.
and rely on observing your surroundings
Okay.
to spark conversation.
Can you give us an example of a situational opener?
One that he mentions is the internet date opener,
Okay.
where you point out a couple
Okay.
who are clearly on a first date from a dating app
Mm-hmm.
and act like you're puzzled by their awkward interaction.
Okay. I can kind of see how that might work.
Yeah,
It's playful
right.
and creates a shared experience.
Yeah, you're kind of in on the joke together.
Right. It's less about a pre-scripted line
Uh-huh.
and more about reading the situation
Yeah.
and finding a way to connect with the woman based on shared observations.
More organic.
That actually seems like one of the more genuine
Yeah,
and less manipulative tactics we've discussed so far.
agreed. But then, of course,
Oh.
he has to throw in some clunkers,
Okay.
like the Carson Daly opener,
Oh, no.
where you launch into a rant about how unfunny Carson Daly is.
Oh, my gosh. I can already see that one backfiring spectacularly.
Yeah, because it relies on the assumption
Yeah.
that she shares your opinion of Carson Daly,
Right.
which is a pretty risky assumption.
He also suggests asking a group of 3 black women if they're Destiny's Child.
Oh, my God.
Like, come on, dude.
Seriously.
Right. It's humor based on stereotypes, which is
Oh,
rarely a good look.
not a good look.
It shows a complete lack of awareness and sensitivity.
Yeah, he needs to read the room.
So we've covered free form,
Yes.
neutral opinion,
Uh-huh.
high value,
Yep.
low value,
Yes.
and situational openers.
Wow.
What's left?
The final category is cold reads,
Okay, cold reads.
which are all about analyzing a woman's personality based on her appearance
Okay.
and then presenting your observations as insightful revelations.
I can already tell this is going to be a wild ride.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up.
Okay, so we've just finished dissecting Brad P's arsenal of cold reads.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, were a mixed bag
Yeah.
of insightful observations and cringe-worthy stereotypes.
Yeah, it's like he was trying to be a psychic 1 minute
Oh.
and a cheesy pickup artist the next.
It's that strange blend of pseudopsychology and manipulative tactics that
Ugh.
defines the pickup artist genre.
Yeah, you got it.
But before we completely write off Brad P.
Okay.
and his ebook, I think it's worth taking a look at the final chapter,
Okay, the final chapter.
where he talks about his mentors.
Oh, yeah, his mentors. He mentioned those those earlier.
Yeah, he drops these intriguing hints about learning from a basketball coach.
A basketball coach, okay.
A drummer in a fetish gothic rock band.
Oh, wow.
A globe-trotting professor.
Interesting mix.
It's like a bizarre mix of influences that somehow shaped his view of the world.
So he's trying to say, like,
Yeah.
I learned from these masters of confidence and charisma.
Uh-huh.
So you can learn from me, too.
Right, but he never really goes into detail about what he actually learned from these mentors. Yeah. It's all very vague and mysterious.
Yeah, like he wants us to just imagine.
Yeah.
These legendary figures imparting their wisdom.
Right. And it's a pretty effective way to build up your own credibility as a guru.
It is. So do you think there's any substance to these mentor claims?
I think it's probably a bit of both.
Okay.
On the one hand, it's likely he's exaggerating their influence to boost his own image. But on the other hand, I think it speaks to a genuine desire to learn from people who embody the traits he admires.
Okay.
Confidence, charisma, social savvy.
Right. So maybe they did have some influence.
Yeah.
But he's maybe playing it up a little bit.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what specific lessons he took away.
Yeah, from each of these mentors.
Yeah, like did the basketball coach teach him about teamwork?
Yeah, did the fetish gothic rock drummer inspire his sense of style?
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Right, and what about the globe-trotting professor?
Yeah.
Did he teach Brad about the power of storytelling?
Ooh.
Or the art of persuasion?
Interesting. We can only speculate.
Yeah.
But it's a fun thought experiment.
It also makes you wonder if these mentors were aware of how Brad was applying their teachings.
Oh, that's a good point. Like, would they be proud of his pickup artist persona?
Right? Or would they be horrified?
Yeah, I'd love to get their take on it.
So we've spent this deep dive exploring the strange world of the shocker.
It has been a journey.
And its author, Brad P.
Yeah.
We've analyzed his pickup techniques.
We have.
Unpacked the psychology behind them. Yep. And even delved into his mysterious mentors.
It's been a wild ride.
It's been a journey through the early days of online dating advice. A time capsule of societal norms and gender dynamics. Right. And like we were saying earlier, so much has changed even since then.
And while much of Brad's advice is problematic and outdated, I think there are still some valuable takeaways.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like what?
Well, for one, I think his emphasis on self-improvement is a positive message.
Right.
Even though his methods are often questionable, the underlying desire to become more confident and successful in social situations is something many people can relate to.
Yeah, totally. We all want to feel more confident.
Yeah, it's like we can critique the specific tactics, but the core idea of wanting to improve yourself isn't inherently bad.
No, not at all.
And I think his advice on being prepared, having a few go-to conversation starters in your back pocket can be helpful as long as it's done authentically.
Right.
And respectfully.
Yeah, it's not about memorizing cheesy pickup lines.
Right.
But just like having some things to talk about.
Yeah, so it's not about memorizing cheesy pickup lines, but rather having a few topics in mind that can help you spark a genuine conversation.
Exactly. And ultimately, I think the most important takeaway from this deep dive is the importance of critical thinking.
Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah.
What do you mean by critical thinking in this context?
I mean, we need to be discerning consumers of information.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to dating advice. Just because someone calls themselves an expert doesn't mean their advice is sound or ethical.
Right. It's like we need to be able to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak.
Exactly.
Take the good, leave the bad.
Yep.
And always question the underlying assumptions and motivations of the person giving the advice.
Absolutely. And I think that applies to any kind of self-help or personal development advice.
Yeah.
Not just dating.
So if you could have a conversation with Brad P. today, what would you ask him?
I'd be curious to know how his views on dating and relationships
have evolved over the past 2 decades.
Right.
Would he still stand by all the advice in The Shocker? Or has he recognized the harm in some of his earlier teachings?
And what about those mentors?
Yeah.
Has he stayed in touch with them? Has he found new mentors who have challenged his thinking?
So many questions, but I think the most important question I'd ask is simply this. What does he consider to be the most valuable lesson he's learned about relationships? Both from his own experiences and from the people who have influenced him.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I think we're all on a journey of learning and growing when it comes to relationships.
Sure.
And even though Brad P's ebook is full of questionable advice, it offers a fascinating glimpse into the evolution of dating culture and the timeless search for connection.
Absolutely. Well said.
We'll have to leave it there.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the shocker and other pickup lines that actually work.
It's been fun.
We hope you've enjoyed the journey.
Yeah.
And we encourage you to continue exploring, questioning, and growing in your own understanding of relationships.
And remember, there's no magic formula or secret pickup line that can guarantee success in love.
Right?
The most important thing is to be yourself, be respectful, and be open to the possibility of genuine connection.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Yeah.
And keep those minds curious.